Morning, Flosstube. Lena B here. Monday morning. It's raining outside, cold. I'm in my PJs. Figured we'd do this real casual like today. It's been a while. I had a lovely woman named Nancy yesterday comment on my last video wondering where I was, so I felt that it was time. So Nancy, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, it is it's like a month later or more. I have no idea. Thank you so much for all of the supportive, wonderful comments. I am glad that many of you seem to enjoy my booze-filled rant. This morning, I'm on the tea. So after like 3 cups of strong coffee. So yeah, so thank you very, very much. I am no longer a member of Stitch Mania, but that does not mean much more than the fact that, you know, nothing against the people who run Stitch Mania. They have a lot of work that they put into that. But yeah, so anyway, that was just that follow-up. But I really appreciate everyone's comments. I apologize for being so whiny and poopy. I have nothing to complain about. I don't mean today, I mean in general, you know. We all get busy with work. And I've been really fortunate that, you know, outside of first world problems, I really don't have any. So, and there are a lot of people in this community that deal with much bigger things than me just having a hard time at work. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys were all really nice about it. I am surprised that no one just told me to shut the hell up about it. I appreciate that as well. But after watching it, I was like, oh, Elena, you're just trapped in your own little bubble. So yes, so thank you very, very much for that. And yeah, I'm sorry if anyone's disappointed that I'm not drinking, and you're welcome if you're just really relieved. So yeah, it was a very busy Easter holiday for us at the bakery. Did a lot of different specialty stuff for it. I'm gonna include here a picture of the bunny humping an egg. That was a big seller. It was actually, I think my dad made like six of them, and one went to Caroline over at Off the Grid, and a former employee bought the rest because she is a pervert. As I texted her, was like, you know, it's really kind of disturbing that you would buy all of them. So yeah, we did that. We did I did a carrot cake. That's not usually on my menu. Did carrot cake with cream cheese icing. My carrot cake consists of carrots and pecans. That's usually a big question. No raisins, no crushed pineapple. It's not trail mix. It's just carrots and pecans, cream cheese icing. I only did it to spite Williams-Sonoma. I was flipping through their catalog, and they had, their carrot cake was $95 for a 6-inch cake. 6-inch cake serves about 6 to 8 people. It was decorated real cute, but it's, at the end of the day, it's a carrot cake. So I made the exact same carrot cake, or something similar to it, and charged $40. Which is still above what I usually charge, but because I did like handmade sugar flowers for it, and you know, like several different colors of buttercream. If you decorate cakes at home and you make your own buttercream and you're coloring it, it's a pain in the butt. It's a lot of work. And I knew inevitably, especially in the neighborhood that we have the bakery in, that I'd be like, yeah, I want that cake, but can I have it decorated like the carrot cake? And I would have to charge more for that. So I did, and I sold them. They had glitter on them. They were very cute. I made an egg-shaped cake that was strawberry mousse with a fancy strawberry jello topping. My sister Olivia said it looked like a brain. Those didn't sell well. I don't know why, because they were super tasty. And they had like a white sponge cake in the middle. But I think one of the first lessons you learn when having a bakery is that you're not baking what you want, you're baking what people are willing to pay for. And there is a huge difference between the two. So yeah, lesson learned. It was a lot of work. I made no money off of it. So next year, no shape cakes for egg-shaped cakes for anyone. That's how it's gonna be. This is why we can't have nice things. I'm kidding. Sold all of our chocolate bunnies. Sold a bunch of chocolate boxes that were in the shape of eggs filled with my dad's line of chocolates. Those were big. We painted them gold. They were really pretty. We have a professional packager that comes in and does it all nice with big bows and super colorful. I made marzipan bunny and ducks. So it was like a little chocolate, dark chocolate plaque, and then I made like either grass or water out of marzipan, and then hand modeled bunnies and ducks and sugar flowers and all that kind of fun stuff. And they sold really well, which was great. So yeah, so that all went well. We were super happy when it was over. It was so busy, and I had 3 new members on the staff. 2 out of 3 have worked out really well. One did not. One did not. Like right after Easter, my sous chef, who is like my work wife practically, and takes care of a lot of stuff. She's amazing. She went on vacation for about a week and a half, which wasn't even that long, but when she's gone, like, you feel it workload wise. And of course, that one person who didn't work out of the 3, I had to cover all their shifts as well. So it was a lot, but nothing that we could handle. I am just extremely relieved that it's over. And I am even going away this upcoming weekend with my boyfriend. We're going down to Carmel and staying at a super fancy hotel that we paid way more than we could probably afford, but we did it anyway just because sometimes you really just gotta do it. Sometimes you just gotta say, F it, let's just go and get away from here. So we're doing that, and I'm really excited. So yeah, so that was basically it. I had 3 visits, kind of like the Christmas Carol, from Stitchers since the last video, and it was, I gotta say, that's like my favorite thing. It's like my favorite thing. Stitchers do not disappoint in real life. The first one was Lauren. So Lauren, as far as I know, so Lauren doesn't have a Flosstube. I don't know if you're on Instagram, Lauren. If you are, please let me know. Yeah, so Lauren. And Lauren commented on the last video and said, oh yeah, my husband and I are gonna be in San Francisco, where's your shop? And so I gave her the address and said that I would love to have her stop by, but never heard anything. And so I'm at work, and I think I was like on the phone taking an order, and I see this man and this woman walk in, and this woman looks at me and just smiles at me like she knows me. And there is, I don't know what it is, but there is something where it's like, I knew she was a Stitcher. Like, I knew she had the smile of a Stitcher. Which is like the weirdest thing to say, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. And so one of my employees was like, yeah, can I help you? And she was like, I'm here for Elena B. It was such a wonderful visit. Lauren and her husband were in town, and her husband had something going on, and we sat down, and I was able to treat them to breakfast, and they were just lovely and so much fun. And yeah, Lauren, if you're watching this, please come back and visit. Just really, really enjoyed her. Her husband's hilarious. We had a great time. I'm repeating myself now, but it was magical. Lauren brought me, for the fact that we don't really know each other, Lauren brought me also like the world's nicest gift and card. This beautiful pouch. And within the pouch were, like, I hadn't opened it, and then I got home and I opened it and I was like, damn, Lauren. I mean, very generous. So 3 hand-dyed flosses in gorgeous colors. I mean, gorgeous. They're so pretty. And some beautiful, beautiful linen. So Lauren, thank you so much. More than anything for the visit, but the extremely generous and gorgeous gift definitely didn't hurt. And I really do hope that you come back soon and visit, because it was just an absolute joy. And maybe we can go get Thai food, because I know you guys like that. Second visit was Caroline from Off the Grid, from visiting down from Canada, and her family, who were also just so much fun. And they also came to the bakery. We had breakfast. Her family went off to go see the Full House, which is that way from my apartment. It's just a few blocks from the bakery. It is a traffic nightmare because we live in a residential area and people are constantly outside of the Full House. So her family went off to go check that out, and I had the opportunity to sit and chat with her, and it was just... The only thing that sucks about these visits is that you just have people leave and just wish that they lived closer. You know, like, it's just like, I would like to be able to do that on a very regular basis. Caroline is everything that you would expect her to be. She is just pure female magic. I don't know what to tell you. It was like talking to a really old friend where you don't have any problem finding stuff to talk about. And I really, really enjoyed getting to know her one-on-one. She then went and visited my sister over at Needle in a Haystack in Alameda. And it was magic. Really enjoyed that. So Caroline, thank you so much for stopping by the bakery. I loved every second of it. And your family is absolutely wonderful. And I already drank all the Tim Hortons. And yeah, just... it was magic. I'm just going to keep saying magic over and over again. That's all I can think of. And then the third visit was Michelle, Mish Stitch from Australia. She was out on business, and I got full time with Michelle. We went and walked all over San Francisco. I think we walked something like 10 or 12 miles. She was staying over by the ferry building, which is on right on the bay. And so we were able to go through the ferry building, which is like a super fancy food thing. They sell all sorts of fancy foods. And walked along the bay all the way over to the Palace of Fine Arts and the Golden Gate Bridge, and had lunch, and it was a magical day. It was really great. It was really great. Again, it just feels like everyone's old friends. I didn't even know Lauren, and it was like seeing an old friend. So Michelle and I had a wonderful time. We met up a couple days later, and she had breakfast at the bakery, and we got to talk stitching and life and work and all of those things. And we were already friends before, but it's great to be able to also feel like you're real life friends. You know what I'm talking about. It's like we all know each other really well, but we haven't met each other. So that was wonderful. And I encourage anyone, if you are going to be in the San Francisco area and you don't hate me, please contact me. And I would love to be able to treat you to breakfast or a cookie of your choice, or just hang out, whatever you want. The bakery is open Tuesday through Sunday, and if you are visiting San Francisco, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, just love it. Love it! And Michelle, thank you for the Tim Tams. And no thank you for the Tim Tams, because now I'm obsessed with Tim Tams, and I found a store that sells them over here. And even Serge and my dad tried the Tim Tams, and I'm like, what is this? Those be Tim Tams. So yeah, so those were the visits. It was great. It was magical. When you edit these videos and it's like all sorts of stuff that you're like, really, do I just keep saying that over and over again? Yeah, I do. So let's see, that was the catch up. That was about 15 minutes of catching up. I have not had a lot of time. In general, I haven't watched much Flosstube lately, because again, it was super busy by the time I got home from work. I didn't even stitch. I had to stitch in the mornings. If I was working stupid shifts where it was like, I'd go in at 4 a.m. and then the following day I would have to go in at 10 a.m. And when I would go in at 10 a.m., I wouldn't get home till 6:30 in the evening, and then have to go back at 4 a.m., which means it was dumb. So if I was going in at 10, I would wake up super early to get some stitching in. And if I went in super early, then I would go home early and get some stitching in. So I've been able to stitch, but it was just a dumb schedule. It was like, not fun. But it's over now. So yeah. What have I been working on? Let me tell you, not the Mirabilia or the mushroom sampler. I haven't done anything. I didn't even bring those out. I don't even think they're around. Yeah. I don't know. I just, been trying really hard not to just start something every week. I know that's a thing. I know that's a thing for some people, right? But I kind of have. So what I'm going to show you today are 3 new whips. These are the 3 things I've been working on since the last video. The first one I started right after my last Flosstube because everyone was like, oh, start something new, start something small. So all of what I'm working on are smalls. That's a thing. My friend Maddie loves smalls. And I love Maddie, so yeah. So this first one is from this magazine that I got in Paris, okay? Don't make me pronounce her name. You can read it. Because someone's going to inevitably correct me in the comments. I hate that. In case you did that. I don't speak French, okay? There's just no way around it. So I started working on this. It's a Alsatian Kugelhopf, which is, in my opinion, one of the most boring cakes in the world. It's like a sad bundt cake that's just dry and not fun. My dad makes it at home sometimes for my mom, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. No thanks. So yeah, there you have it. I am really fortunate that it's not an LNS, but a customer of mine owns Golden Gate Needleworks. Needleworks or Needlepoint? It's Needlepoint. And she has, obviously, all of the DMC. So, in San Francisco, we really don't have much, oddly enough. There's no Joann's, there's no Michael's, there's definitely no Hobby Lobby, there's none of that. So if I needed to get something like that, I'm just very fortunate that that she has a shop, and it's about like a 10-minute walk from my apartment. So I called her up and I was just like, hey, I need these DMCs. And she hooked me up, and I had bought with coupons from Joann's some tea towels, and I started. So these tea towels that I bought from Joann came in a 3-pack, and because I couponed them, they were cheap, but I didn't know what the hell I was stitching on. Like, I mean, that doesn't show you anything. But I just took a gamble, and I figured, you know what, I'm just stitching this for the fun of stitching something new. That isn't huge, and I'm gonna do it. So this is where I'm at with it. And yeah, I haven't worked on this in a couple weeks. Delicious Threads needle minder sent fitting for it, but not a lot of back stitching. It's a lot of back stitching for me. Most of the stuff I work on doesn't have back stitching. Yeah, so it's gonna be a tea towel. I don't know, guys. Like, I put it in the center. I don't know if I should have. I don't really care. I'm a little confused as to what you would do with a tea towel you stitched. My Stitchy Squad, which are like, it's a group text of the world's coolest women. They were like, yeah, you just display it nicely. I once again said to my mom, yeah, I'm stitching this for you. And once again, her response was, oh, but don't you want to give it to someone who wants it? No, Mom, you're stuck with this damn tea towel, and you're gonna want it. I stitched it because Dad makes the Kugelhopf. God. She means well, like she doesn't understand what it sounds like when it comes out of her mouth, but I'm gonna now force it upon her. Like it could go one or two ways. You just don't stitch anything for them anymore, or you just force your stitching upon them. Now you have to display it in your house. Okay, so that was one WIP. I haven't worked on it. I need to work back on it. I think I haven't worked on it lately because, and it's funny how I chose to do this one, was there were several in this magazine that I wanted to do, because it's just, this magazine, I showed it in the Paris haul video, but this magazine is awesome. And I am so glad I got it, because when I went to go to the third LNS in Paris, again, I'm not going to say its name, but if you want to check out that video, it's all that. And I showed a bunch of this magazine, but at that LNS, they sold a lot of these patterns individually with the tea towels, and they were expensive. And I ended up buying this magazine as an impulse purchase, as all of my purchases in Paris were, and could not be happier with it. It really, it has some great stuff. I want to show you. So what I did was I put the page numbers of this stuff that I really wanted to stitch into a hat, on little pieces of paper, and then drew one, and that's how I got that, because I couldn't narrow it down. Hold on. I think this is why people use bookmarks. We got nothing but time, guys. Okay, so they don't have it, so I'm going to show this back here. But they do all these floral wreaths. That's the pattern. Try stitching it off that. And yeah, so that was the one I chose. But I did buy enough floss. Our grandmother had given us 1, 2, 3 stitch gift certificates for Christmas. And I bought all the DMC that I needed for a bunch of WIPs. So they're all kitted up. So the next one, the next one was, so my Stitchy Squad, which is Olivia B, Michelle Hudson, and Maddie. I don't even know what Maddie's last name is. Probably doesn't want me to share it anyway. But anyway, so Maddie is doing a year of Blackbird designs. The 3 ladies are also featured over on my sister Olivia B's Flosstube channel. It was her last Flosstube where she introduces both. Please check them out. I love these women. They're like family. I like to think we're a cross between the Spice Girls and the Power Rangers. Fight crime one stitch at a time. I'm working on that as a show. Kidding. But Maddie is doing a year of Blackbird designs, and starting one each month. All 3 of them really love primitive. I'm not primitive at all. So they're constantly showing stuff that they like and all of that. I've learned quite a bit from them. And so I saw this, and it was from the whole Beatles collection of the Blackbird designs, and it was the Yellow Submarine. And so I said, oh yeah, I really liked this one, and they couldn't believe that I actually liked one of them, and they each owned patterns within the collection, of course. And so we decided to do a Sal. Too many Sals. And unlike what I said in the last video, I did not have time to pre-stitch. Serge loves the Beatles, and again, he has a nautical apartment, so I figured I had a good enough reason to stitch it, especially because he's constantly whining about the fact that I haven't stitched anything about him for him. So that is what I'm working on. That's where, oh, nope, that's a cord. I thought that was a headband I missed. So this is where I'm at with it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I have still the top border to do, some of the doodads. Oh, I didn't even know that I finished the bottom border already. Hey, good on you, Elena. Yeah, which is how I talk to myself when I'm home alone stitching. That submarine was a beast. That is a lot of yellow. And just like people with their big houses, when I bought it, I wasn't really thinking about it. And then I got the pattern and I was like, oh, woof. But I got through it. I watched a 7-hour documentary called Wild Wild Country on Netflix about a cult that was up in Oregon. It is a great documentary for stitching if you're into that. Loved it. Watched it twice actually because I, yeah. And I got that submarine done in that time. Good way to time it is by how much TV you binge watched. Yeah, yeah, so that's where we're at with that. I got to finish it up just so that Serge will leave me alone. Right? Olivia did Winding Road, which she gifted me as an Easter present. She's a really good sister like that. And it is gorgeous, and it hangs in my bedroom. I'm going to insert a picture there. And let's see. Maddie did Eleanor Rigby. That was really cute. And Michelle, Octopus's Garden. So Olivia and Maddie are already done. Michelle, that sweet woman, is like, Michelle, I don't think you're anywhere on yours. Oh my God, I just whip shamed you on Flosstube. I'm really, really sorry. I know, I'm sorry. You're wonderful. I'm so sorry, Michelle. I'm so sorry, Michelle. Don't flip a table. Michelle is working on some beautiful projects. Sorry I whip shamed you there. I'm really sorry. And then my third project, I'm gonna have to email you before I post this just to prepare you that I whip shamed you. My third project, again, like I've been starting one a week. So I really, really wanted to do 1/1. Because my Stitchy Squad does a lot of stuff that's either 1/1 or 1/2, and they like to do everything really tiny and delicate. I really, really wanted to. And so I started one project that I am doing for a friend. I don't have it near me, so I'm not gonna waste your time. I started doing it, and it had some lettering in it. And I got, like, I want to say like 3 or 4 hours in, only to realize that there was no way I was going to be able to do lettering on it because it would be way too small and you wouldn't be able to see it. So I literally threw it away, because it turns out when you do 1/1 really, really small, trying to unstitch it, take out the stitches, is ridiculously hard, which I learned yesterday on this one. So I scrapped that for a, pull out the iPad. I scrapped that for a downloadable pattern off of Etsy that just screamed Olivia. I'm really sorry. And I wanted to do that 1/1. And so I am doing that. Nope, that is an invoice. I'm really sorry, guys. So I really wanted to do 1/1, and I, like a ninny muggin, decided to do it on 32 count. I wanted it really small. But as you know, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. This is all very, very new for me. So this is what the pattern looks like. Oh, is that gonna suck? Nah. You get the idea. It's like a Eastern European strawberry design. We'll go with that. Sorry how bright that is. So yeah, so I decided to do it 1/1 on linen, and this is where I'm at. Tiny stitches. So I just started page 3 yesterday. That's in that area. And yeah, the first part of it, like, it was so tiny that I got nauseous. Like, I got nauseous and I had to go for a walk. So so yeah, but once the nausea wore off and I stopped going cross-eyed, but yeah, to give you a close-up, if it focuses there, maybe if I take my face out of it, yeah, tiny stitches, clean back. I'm carrying those stitches. I want to be clear. I don't care if I can make it through 1/1 on 32 count. So yeah, I'm gonna turn it into something, because if you watch my videos, you know I don't finish my own stuff. I make Serge or Olivia do it. Olivia doesn't want to do it anymore. She's made that very, very clear. And I think it's gonna be like 4 inches in diameter What I originally wanted to do with it was take a jar and make it as like a pillow top on a jar and fill it with Olivia's favorite strawberry gummy candy. Olivia loves gummy candy. One Christmas, I gave her 11 pounds of gummy candy, like assorted gummy candy in a giant jar. Who doesn't want a jar of candy? So yeah, but that's not gonna work because, I mean, as much as she would love another giant jar, I don't know what kind of jar I'd get. So I don't know yet. I might just end up putting it in a hoop. Even putting something in a hoop at this point would be an accomplishment for me. So yeah, those are my 3 whips. 0 finishes. I don't care. I almost started something new yesterday, but I was like, let's just easy does it. Because then it just makes me feel kind of bad. I don't know why. I mean, I agree. You gotta stitch what you want to stitch, but at the same time, you know, I don't want to risk losing my stitchy bug and then just have a ton of this stuff laying around. So I'm trying. Thank God Olivia made me all those project bags for Christmas. Like, I still have empty ones, so I have room to grow. But I did have a non-stitching friend ask me the other day about how many projects I had going, and I was like, I think it's 7 or 8. That's more than enough for me. Yeah. So in the realm of haul, tea's cold now. It's good tea, but okay. So it's not a ton, but it's more than enough. Okay, so first things first. It was Olivia's birthday. And so I originally had purchased for her, this is a mess, something and then kept it for myself. If you have a sister, it's a thing that can happen. She ended up wanting a bunch of patterns in the end from The Good Housewife on Etsy. Really not my style, but not my birthday. So I bought her a bunch of those and then kept this when it came. This is from the Floss In. It's this whole floss organizing system with the little wooden dowels and the scissor holder. So that was something I purchased. I guess you can wrap it and then put this. I only have 3 dowels filled because this was the, this is when I started that project that I threw away, the 1/1. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it yet. It's neat. It's neat. It holds 10 spools of floss, and then up here it has like an area that you can stuff in the stuff that you're not using, area for your needles, area for your scissors, and then this was totally one of those impulse purchases that was supposed to be for her birthday. I decided to keep it, and now I'm not using it. So, yeah. But great, if you have one, I know that they got so popular. I had heard about it from Maddie because she suggested it for Olivia's birthday, and she had heard about it from someone else's Flosstube, and I guess the woman got a lot of business off of that, and there was a delay, but it is super cool, and it does make a great gift. I think that was $45 range? I don't know. And it took a while, but I mean, they're handmade, you know. I feel like if you get upset about someone who's hand making these super cool things, then you're a jerk. It came with a bunch of wooden dowels and little placards. So, that is, again, the Floss In. Google it. Purchase one. Yay. Let's see. Up next is, okay, everyone was talking about this. This is from X Jude Design. Bunch of fabrics. Yeah, I know people do this whole thing about showing you, and I'm going to just do it quickly because I feel like there's a lot of great floss tubes out there that go into detail. I got 40 count Zweigart Newcastle linen in Antique Rose. 36 count Zweigart Edinburgh linen in Sampler Blue Light. It's really pretty. Yeah, the squad loved this because it's as primitive as I probably will ever get. This is Rustic Brown, 36 count spike art. This one I really liked, which they would never stitch on. 40 count spike art, Newcastle linen in pink flamingo. Not a pink person, but I liked it. And this one I'm really excited. I have plans for this. This is 38 count in buttermilk cake. So yeah, they did come, like everyone said, they come very quickly. She's off of Etsy. She lives in Hungary. She included this beautiful floss. Would definitely order again. More fabric than I need, but you know, impulse buys. In the same category of impulse buys, I bought a bunch from Color and Cotton, a bunch of floss. Do you want to see each one? I don't know. I got, let's see, Witch's Socks, Midnight Blue, Hearth. Oh, I love this one. Powder Rim. Love that. Evergreen. Lullaby. Eat Your Greens. Midas. Love me some gold. Dark Violet. Cloud Gazing. And I really love this one. Fig. And last but not least, Earth Day. Wonderful floss. I originally joined the Floss of the Month Club with Color and Cotton, but for some reason didn't get on till the, they weren't going to ship out. I think I did it in March sometime. They weren't going to ship out until May, which unfortunately gave me enough time to be like, I just bought a bunch of floss from them. I'm not going to do it right now. But the Color and Cotton flosses are beautiful. They ship out very quickly. I love her floss. They're gorgeous. I did join a Floss of the Month club earlier, and Nancy from Victorian Motto Sampler, and I'm obsessed. Like, I ended up going from doing the 5 skeins, and next month I think I'm gonna go 12. So the first month that I got was March, and they're like mermaid colors. So you have a choice between doing limited edition and doing primitive. These are the limited edition floss, and they're beautiful, thick skeins. Love this. I really want to do one of those modern folk patterns with these on that X-Jude fabric, but I love these. It's like mermaid. I was so excited when these came, and my dad was at my apartment, and I got so excited and I showed him, and he really didn't care. And then Serge came over, and I was really excited, and I showed him all my floss, and he also really didn't care. So please, pretend like you care, because I think we all know how exciting it is when you get your monthly floss. And then this last month was these. So very springy, very Eastery. Again, these are limited edition as opposed to the primitive. Love that red. I am doing the strawberry one. The strawberry whip is also in Victorian Motto Sampler floss, as is All Souls Vierlanden, the death metal sampler. I just love how thick these are, and they're just gorgeous colors. And the price point on them, Nancy's very, very generous. So yeah, so I upped that for next month, because I figured, okay, I'm not gonna do the Color and Cotton, then I can just bump it up. So yeah, that was pretty much that. I think that's kind of where we're at with the video now. I don't think this was nearly as exciting as me drinking champagne and telling people to suck it. So yeah, don't know what to tell you. I hope this finds everyone doing well. I hope that work continues to slow down at least enough to the point where I can start watching more Flosstube again. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being so supportive. Thank you for the comments. And please feel free to visit at the bakery if you're going to be in San Francisco. And on that note, happy stitching, everyone, and I wish you a very happy spring. Yeah. Bye-bye. Till next time.